Hi, good morning, everyone. We are very excited to share with you more information in regards to the MSPE, otherwise known as the Dean's Letter. I'm here this morning with Jennifer Wilson, who, as many of you know, is our MS4 career advisor, and we are so excited to share with you more.
All right. Good morning, everyone. As you know, it is getting time for you to start your fourth year, which means it's going to be working on the MSPE, or better known as the Dean's Letter. As you can see here on the right, there's an example of what the Dean's Letter looks like. There's going to be some identifying, information. It'll have the school, it'll have your name, your class, and down in the middle, you'll see there it'll have like three bullet points, which will be your noteworthy characteristics, and then it'll have your academic history in also in the letter, and then your academic progress, and then the summary. And in your academic history, you could see in the chart there, it'll have your date of your, initial date into med school, your expected graduation, if you've taken any leaves of absence, and so all that is pretty self-explanatory for you and for the reader.
And why is this important? So the Dean's Letter is supposed to be a document, and this is from the AAMC, that essentially summarizes your experiences and your accomplishments while you've been a med student here at UC Riverside School of Medicine. And again, it's supposed to serve as a summary letter of evaluation and not as a letter of recommendation. And I encourage all of you, when you have a chance, to please look at the Okra website for our specialty profile so you can see the individual specialties and how programs view the importance of the MSPE. Some programs may view it very highly and some may not as much. So it's important to look at the different specialties to see where its importance is. Now, in terms of the noteworthy characteristics, what are these? So essentially, as you saw, it's on the first page of your dean's letter. And in my opinion, this is one of the most important parts of your dean's letter because it allows us, it allows residency programs to see what are the things that a candidate is the most proud of in terms of their experiences, their leadership qualities and skills, and mentorship components. All of these things are very, very important. And so Student Affairs allows you to have that input to write these along with it. And so in terms of the guidelines of writing the noteworthy characteristics, again, you get a maximum of three characteristics, highlighting the most important things that you're most proud of as a student. And this should be listed as a bullet list, as we saw earlier, and you get three of them, of which each characteristic should be described in about two sentences or less, ranging about 60 to 80 words for each characteristic, with the overall length of all of them around 200 or so words. Okay. You can talk about significant challenges or encounters if you've had them in medical school. Lengthy biographic descriptions aren't recommended because those can be viewed in other parts of your application portfolio, such as through your ARIS application itself, through your personal statement and letters of rec, and during your interview. So don't use your noteworthy characteristics to talk about those other parts, right? But what do you talk about? So in terms of how do you prepare for them, what we encourage you to do is to look at your CV, look for themes, and the common themes that we've seen here at the School of Medicine are very important, right? And those are things like health advocacy and addressing health disparities through community service work, whether you've done it through the Riverside Free Clinic or the Coachella Valley Free Clinic, research, and I would especially highlight this. If you've taken a research year, you really should talk about that and what your research was in, what you learned, what were the outcomes, what were the posters, presentations, publications, abstracts. Those are all things you should be so proud of, and you should really highlight that. Okay. Whether you held any leadership positions, whether you had any mentorship experience or teaching experience or tutoring activities, whether you served as a supplemental instructor for gross anatomy lab or as a step coach, all of those things are important for you to highlight. Okay. And whether it was part of your designated emphasis or not, and then other life experiences. The AAMC has a few examples. This is directly from the AAMC page of samples of noteworthy characteristics. Okay, and as you can see, these are qualities that these particular applicants were most proud of. Now, in terms of timelines for your NCs and MSPE, Jen has more info for you.
Yes, so you're going to be receiving in the next week or two a survey from Acuity 145, and with that, they're going to ask you to list your three noteworthy characteristics and some other information on there regarding um, important information about things that you found important to you that you're proud of, and these can also be things that are found on your CV. So when you receive this survey, you feel free to you can cut and paste portions of your CV onto these specific questions in the survey that you'll be receiving. And then that survey is due back by June 30th, as we're going to use the data that you provided here to create your dean's letter. Okay. And then Student Affairs is going to prepare and start working on your MSPE dean's letter in July. And then we will be working with you directly in the month of August, when you will review your letter for accuracy and any changes that you may want to make. And then in early September, we will be uploading your dean's letter into the ERA system or ResCast, whatever platform that is appropriate for the specialty that that you'll be applying to. Now, just a reminder, your dean's letter is, it'll show, it's like a summary of like your grades and your clerkship. It does not provide any, UCR does not do a class rank, so that will not be on the dean's letter, but it's a good summary of your medical journey at UCR, as your education journey.
And along with that, we want to remind you that we are here to support you throughout this process, throughout applying to residency. Jen and I are here. You can always feel free to use our booking links to make appointments with us to review your noteworthy characteristics or your dean's letter or anything in between as we're applying to residency, whether it's selecting what programs we want to apply to, working on your personal statement CVs if we still need to do that, if we need to work on your application itself for ARIS or ResCast or SF Match, whatever platform you're using. If we need to work on mock interviews and rank order lists, all those things, we are ready to support you throughout this journey, and we're excited um, to be there at your side and to help you throughout this process. Thank you.
Thank you.